When we talk about football's greatest manager and team combinations, a few names come to the mind. Johan Cruyff's Barcelona, Bob Paisley's Liverpool, Matt Busby's Manchester United, Brian Clough's Nottingham Forest, Rinus Michels' Ajax, Arsene Wenger's Arsenal, Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United, Jose Mourinho's Chelsea, so on and so forth. Yet, in every discussion, it seems there's a consensus about one manager-club combination that may be the best of all time. That one manager who transformed not only the club, but also how football is played at its very core. Yes, we are talking about Pep Guardiola's Barcelona. But is it true? Is Pep Guardiola's Barcelona really the best club team of all time? Let's examine the truth of this statement. This is the story of Pep Guardiola's Barcelona. Before we begin with Pep's journey as the head coach of Barcelona, it is important to know where Barcelona were before he came in. Barcelona has always been regarded as one of the heavyweights of Spanish football. Some of the best players have donned the Barcelona colors, and they're always expected to deliver the big trophies. Your La Ligas, your European Cups, your Super Copas, etc. So imagine that as a manager, you fail to win any of these trophies. Your fiercest rivals beat you to the punch by 18 points, winning the La Liga title. Not only that, your storied club doesn't even finish in an automatic Champions League group qualification place and has to go through the Champions League qualifying round next season. All of this while the club boasts of some of the biggest names in football like Ronaldinho, Thierry Henry, Samuel Eto'o, Xavi, Iniesta, Puyol. You get the picture. Such was Rijkaard's last season with Barcelona. Despite bringing in names like Henry and Yaya Toure, the club suffered through the season and even got knocked out by Manchester United in the semi-finals of Champions League. Rijkaard had lost the dressing room and Barcelona was in turmoil. Enter Pep Guardiola. While Guardiola had a decent career as a player, his real calling was to become a football manager. Before he took over the reins of Barcelona's senior team, he took over as the manager of Barcelona B team that was at the time in the Tercera Division, the fourth division in the Spanish football pyramid. He got them promoted to Segunda B division in the very first season and impressed everyone. However, nobody thought that somehow this will get him a chance to manage one of the biggest football clubs on planet Earth. FC Barcelona president Joan Laporta announced in May 2008 that Guardiola would be appointed manager of the senior Barcelona squad to replace Frank Rijkaard at the end of the 2007-08 season. According to Michael Laudrup's book, it was him who was the first choice to replace Rijkaard and not Guardiola. But as it is said, the world works in mysterious ways. There were rumors that Jose Mourinho was being considered to succeed Rijkaard at one point. However, Mourinho squashed those rumors, citing that someone high up at Barcelona asked him to do an analysis of the club in 2008. But it went no further than that, as Pep Guardiola was appointed as boss shortly after, and he was never close to taking the job. So it was Guardiola who took over a team that had many star players, but not the performances to back them up. Under Rijkaard, the team played with a lot of freedom with Ronaldinho as the focal point of attack in a 4-3-3 system. But Guardiola was going to change a lot. He was going to stamp his authority over a team that lacked discipline, and his first move was to let everyone know that Ronaldinho, Deco and Samuel Eto'o weren't part of his plans. While this announcement was being made, he had already offloaded Gianluca Zambrotta, Giovanni Dos Santos and Edmilson to Milan, Tottenham Hotspurs and Villarreal respectively. He was willing to let go players who wouldn't fit his system. He signed the likes of Dani Alves, while Piqué returned from United to Barcelona. He also promoted players like Sergio Busquets and Pedro to first team. Ronaldinho and Deco left the club, and the team started to take shape as Guardiola envisioned. That a manager who had just one season under his belt managing, that too a 4th division team, was entrusted with a rebuild project as large as this was a testament to board's belief in him. Guardiola also instilled more discipline and made crucial tactical changes to the traditional 4-3-3 system that we'll talk about later. All these changes, combined with maybe the greatest generation of attacking talent in the likes of Thierry Henry and Messi, backed by the likes of Xavi, Iniesta and Toure, with Puyol and Piqué at the heart of the defense, made this team irresistible. Barcelona was comfortable winner of La Liga, demolished Athletic Bilbao 4-1 in the final to lift the Copa del Rey, and defeated Manchester United 2-0 to win the Champions League. Guardiola became the youngest ever manager to win the Champions League. This team became the first ever in Spanish football's history to do the treble. The fact that Barcelona did the league double over Real Madrid, including a 6-2 demolition away at Santiago Bernabeu, they were truly at the top of the world. Barcelona went from having not won anything to being at the top of the Spanish football within a season. The treble-winning season is regarded as one of the club's finest in its history. But this was all just the beginning. The second season started with Barcelona bringing in Zlatan Ibrahimovic while shipping out Eto'o in a swap-plush cash deal with Inter. The spine of the team was already solid and set in stone. Messi was setting the world alight as he won the 2009 Ballon d'Or and was named 2009 FIFA World Player of the Year. The season began with a lot of promise as Barca defeated Athletic Bilbao to win the Supercopa de España. They also beat Shakhtar Donetsk to win the UEFA Super Cup. The trophy galore didn't end here. Barcelona went on to win their first ever Club World Cup, defeating Estudiante in the final. They became the first ever Spanish team to win this coveted trophy. But that was not all. This bestowed one of the rarest of rare achievements upon Barca and Guardiola. Barcelona became the first ever club to win 6 trophies in the same calendar year. Copa del Rey, La Liga, Champions League, Supercopa de España, UEFA Super Cup and Club World Cup. This broke Liverpool's record of 5 trophies in a calendar year. This season, the race for La Liga was, however, very tight. But at the end, Guardiola's Barca ended up winning it by a record point tally of 99. At the time, it was the highest accumulation of points in a season in any Europe's major leagues. Not only that, this was the first time Barcelona had beaten Real Madrid in 4 consecutive El Clásicos, doing the double over them again. While Barcelona were eliminated early in Copa del Rey, it seemed like Barcelona was headed for back-to-back Champions League, but Jose Mourinho's Inter foiled their plan, eliminating them in the semi-finals and going on to win the Champions League. Despite the setbacks in Copa del Rey and Champions League, the season was a huge success, with Barcelona winning 4 trophies: La Liga, Supercopa de España, UEFA Super Cup and the Club World Cup. Guardiola signed a contract extension till 2010-11 season and more success followed. The third season saw some major departures from the club. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who had joined only last season, was already loaned out to Milan. Rafael Marquez and Thierry Henry were also released from their contracts, while Yaya Toure moved to Manchester City. The club brought in Adriano, David Villa and Javier Mascherano. The season once again saw Barcelona start on a positive note, beating Sevilla 5-3 on aggregate and winning the Supercopa de España for the second time in a row. Not only that, Guardiola's team beat Real Madrid 5-0 at home, making it 5 out of 5 for his El Clasico wins. In the Champions League, Barcelona lost away to Arsenal 2-1, only to defeat them at home 3-1 to advance to the quarterfinals. They swatted away Shakhtar Donetsk 6-1 on aggregate to advance to the semis while taking a comfortable lead in the domestic league. However, Guardiola's win streak against Real Madrid came to an end when they drew at Santiago Bernabeu 1-1. Soon, Guardiola suffered his first ever defeat to Real Madrid, losing the Copa del Rey final when Ronaldo scored a goal in the 103rd minute. This, however, did not stop Barcelona from winning the league for the third consecutive time, but an even bigger prize was on the horizon. They knocked Real Madrid out of the Champions League in the semi-finals, booking a place in the Wembley Stadium against Manchester United. On 20th May 2011, Barcelona won their second Champions League trophy under Guardiola, defeating Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United for the second time at the same stage of the tournament. The 3-1 victory saw one of the most dominating Barcelona performances, with Messi, Villa and Pedro all scoring, and Iniesta, Xavi and Busquets all registering an assist, outplaying United and delivering the coveted trophy. Guardiola extended his stay at Barca for yet another season, to which we'll come back in a minute, but first. We've already seen the results Guardiola's Barcelona was producing on the field. But how did all of this come to be? Guardiola innovated what is known as juego de posición, or positional play. Guardiola's Barcelona would look to control possession of the ball and dominate the game, with players encouraged to maintain a high work rate and press the opposition relentlessly. The team would often start games at a high tempo, seeking to quickly score goals and unsettle the opposition. When Guardiola first came in, he persisted with the 4-3-3 system, but instilled more discipline to end the trophy drought. His philosophy was centered around possession and position. He wanted his team to run hard, work hard, press on conceding possession to recover the ball as quickly, and pass, pass, pass. I don't want you all trying to dribble like Leo Messi. Pass it, and pass it again, he told the team. Pass precisely, move well, pass again, pass, and pass. He demanded more from everyone, not in terms of results, but in terms of performances. Guardiola apparently told the players in their very first team meeting, "It is time for everybody to run and to give their all. I'm not asking results of you, just performance." When out of possession, the team would look to win the ball quickly and press the opposition high up the pitch. This was achieved through a coordinated pressing system that saw the forwards, midfielders and fullbacks all working together to close down space and force turnovers. Guardiola's tactics also emphasized the importance of positional interchangeability, with players encouraged to switch positions and create overloads in different areas of the pitch. This meant that players were not limited to specific roles and could adapt to different situations during the game. For example, one of Pep Guardiola's most innovative tactical decisions during his time at Barcelona was his use of Lionel Messi as a false nine. This involved deploying Messi as a centre forward who would drop deep and drift wide, rather than playing as a traditional number 9 who would stay closer to the opposition's goal. By positioning Messi in this way, Guardiola was able to create a number of tactical advantages for his team. First, it allowed Messi to receive the ball in deeper areas and use his dribbling skills and vision to create opportunities for himself and his teammates. This also created space for other attacking players to make runs behind the opposition's defense, exploiting the gaps left by Messi's deep-lying position. Second, it allowed Barcelona to dominate possession and control the tempo of the game. With Messi dropping deep to receive the ball and orchestrate attacks, the team was able to maintain a high level of ball retention and frustrate the opposition. Finally, by positioning Messi as a false nine, Guardiola was able to create a fluid attacking system that relied on positional interchangeability and movement, with Messi, Pedro and David Villa all capable of playing in multiple positions and interchanging freely. The Barcelona attack became almost impossible to predict and defend against. But Pep was more than just a tactician. He was also a great man manager. Pep Guardiola's man management at Barcelona was characterized by a focus on building strong personal relationships with his players, maintaining open communication, and fostering a team culture based on respect, humility, and hard work. One of Guardiola's key strengths was his ability to understand the individual needs and motivations of each player and tailor his approach accordingly. He placed great emphasis on creating a supportive and positive environment where players felt comfortable expressing themselves and taking risks. Guardiola also believed in giving players a high level of responsibility and autonomy, trusting them to make their own decisions on and off the pitch. He would frequently engage in one-on-one conversations with players to discuss their performances and provide feedback and support. At the same time, Guardiola was also known for his rigorous attention to detail and high standards. He demanded a high level of professionalism and discipline from his players, and was not afraid to make tough decisions when necessary, such as dropping star players if he felt they were not performing at their best. The likes of Ronaldinho, Ibrahimovic, and Eto'o are prime examples of Guardiola's strong conviction of preferring the team over stars. Under Guardiola's leadership, Barcelona developed a strong team culture based on hard work, respect, and humility. He emphasized the importance of teamwork and collective effort over individual talent and encouraged his players to be humble and respectful both on and off the pitch. But as it is said, nothing is ever built to last. Guardiola's fourth season with Barcelona didn't go as everyone thought. Despite amassing a massive tally of 91 points, Barcelona ceded the La Liga to Jose Mourinho's Real Madrid, who amassed a record 100 points at the time. Barcelona were also knocked out of the Champions League by the eventual champions Chelsea in the semi-finals when they lost 3-2 on aggregate. This was also the first season Guardiola's Barcelona lost to Real Madrid in a league game, losing at home 2-1. This season also saw the infamous incident of Mourinho poking Tito Vilanova, Guardiola's assistant coach at the time. Despite being a disappointing campaign on the domestic league and Champions League front, Barcelona ended up winning more trophies this season. They beat Real Madrid 5-4 on aggregate to win the Supercopa de España, beat Porto 2-0 to win the UEFA Super Cup, and went on to win the FIFA Club World Cup by beating Santos in the final. Barcelona also ended the season on a high, beating Athletic Bilbao in the final 3-0 to lift the Copa del Rey. Despite their rally towards the end of the season and winning the Copa del Rey, there were questions raised on Guardiola's tactics and team selections, and whether Jose Mourinho got the better of Guardiola. On 27th April 2012, Guardiola announced that he was stepping down as the manager of Barcelona. Guardiola told the press that managing a club like Barcelona for 4 years felt like an eternity and he needed to recharge his batteries. Tito Vilanova took over as the coach after him. Despite an underwhelming final season, Guardiola managed one of the most successful periods in the history of Barcelona and Spanish football. He won 14 trophies in his 4 seasons that included 3 league titles and 2 Champions League trophies. He left a legacy behind while revolutionizing the way football was played at the club. To this day, his Barcelona team is regarded as one of, if not the best club side in the world. After taking a sabbatical for a year after Barca, Pep went on to have highly successful stints in Germany with Bayern Munich and in England with Manchester City. Barcelona too had some success after Pep, though the consistency they showed under Pep lagged and eventually financial realities caught up. Guardiola's tactics have been widely adopted by many clubs across the world, and more managers have been influenced by his style. However, what Guardiola built at Barcelona was truly special and may never be replicated. In conclusion, we have to say that Guardiola's Barcelona team may never be matched, not only in terms of results, but also in terms of quality of football played. Thank you for watching. Please like if you liked the video, share if you find it worthy, and subscribe. This is Salty Football.